Coming to you live from Grover Space Center, today my team will be discussing our mission and explaining how we successfully executed Mission Themis. I'm Mission Commander Sam Haw, and I hope you enjoy our mission overview.
Hi, my name is AZ, and I am the main pilot of this mission, Themis. It was my job to safely direct my team to our destination and back safely.
My name is Mitchell, and I was our co-pilot, and I will tell you about our engine and our rocket. Our engine type is the F1 engine, the only single nozzle liquid-fueled rocket engine. Our capacity is 102 million kilos. Our shuttle name is Themis 2025. Our cargo is 1.2 million kilos. Asteroid belt distance from Earth is 179.5 million km, or 111.5 million miles. Our speed for the rocket is 17,500 miles per hour.
Hello, my name is Chris, and I am the remote surface operation handler, and I am the handler for the drilling and the pod. I guide the pod and the drill to get the rhodium.
Hello, my name is Noah. I'm the heavy equipment operator. I use drills and other equipment to get the rhodium loose for Landon to pick up in the pod.
Hi there.
My name is Landon, and I am the excavator operator. I have located this vein of rhodium and 15 eunomium, and I will be pulling it out of the mines.
In the year 1995, my team spotted a valuable asteroid which contained rhodium stretching to 105 miles in diameter using a near-Earth object surveyor space telescope. The asteroid is named 15 Eunomia and is in an asteroid belt nearby Saturn. After a few years of planning, my team decided to put our mission into action. In the year 2004, aboard the Themis 2025, my team successfully left Earth's orbit. However, this would only be the start of a 17-year-long journey. After 8 years of travel, we finally reached our destination thanks to our capable pilot Azam and his co-pilot Mitchell. Unfortunately, new problems began to arise as we reached the asteroid belt. There were lots of debris that bumped into our spaceship, and our food supply was depleting quickly, which filled our mind with a sense of panic and disarray. Fortunately, there was not much damage done to our ship thanks to the thick metal wall surrounding the inner part of the ship. We located the asteroid that we were going for, and our excavator specialist, our heavy drill operator, and our remote service operation handler. We successfully harvested the valuable rhodium without a problem. After we boarded the spaceship once again, we turned back to Earth. After another long 8 years, we made it back to Earth's orbit and landed in the Atlantic Ocean successfully, completing Mission Themis. The aftermath of our operation greatly surprised the public view, and we turned in our rhodium we mined to specialists and earned a whopping 750 billion. As our 17-year journey came to an end, we hope that we can enjoy the rest of our lives comfortably.
So thank you for joining us today, mission team. This team has returned from what I believe is the longest manned space mission in the history of space exploration. That's the first thing I want to ask you guys about. How are you all feeling? Are you guys feeling okay after 17 long years in space? Are you guys readjusting to being on Earth well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of us are readjusting fine, though some of us, it's quite hard to readjust from being used to zero gravity for 17 years.
Oh, thank you for filling me in on that. So, were there any special features of your spacecraft that allowed you to stay that long in space?
Not anything special. We just had a massive ship that had lots of room for resources in it.
So size. So you were able to store more supplies. Great, thank you. So, what was the value of your mission again?
To get rhodium and palladium, which can help reduce pollution and so we could get $750 billion.
Yeah, that's a incredible amount of income from this mission. So great. Are you guys keeping all of that, or is that going to be donated to future space flight research?
Yeah, we're donating to some companies that help pollution, so we can reduce pollution a lot.
Great. That's good to see you giving back after your long and arduous mission here. So, did you guys encounter anything strange or surprising on such a long mission in space? If so, tell us a little about it.
Yeah, we had an asteroid hit our spaceship, and we had to fix a dent, and we were starting to run low on food supply.
I'm glad that didn't do any greater damage than that. I'm glad you were able to really.
We lost a crewmate.
What was
We
that?
lost a crewmate.
So tell me more about that. It does seem like there are a few people missing here. How did you lose the crewmate? What happened?
He was helping mine the rhodium and got stuck in an avalanche.
Oh, well, our condolences. I'm sure that was a very difficult loss for the team.
And then Sam just was not able to make it to this thing today.
I
So
expect
that's fine.
he's still recovering from the
Yes.
long mission.
Yes.
I'm glad that all of you were able to make it out of your quarantines and here to see us today. Did you carry any other experiments into space with you? Anything else that will come back for people to study now?
Nope.
No, we didn't.
Okay. And it would be such a long voyage. It would have been hard probably to keep those experiments with you. After 17 long years in space, what comfort of life on Earth did you guys miss the most? What are you most excited to experience not back?
We mostly miss people and regular food.
Yeah, I understand that, being cooped up with each other for that long. That would be very difficult.
I miss good coffee.
Coffee, I would miss that very much too.
I miss sleeping in my own bed with privacy.
Understandable.
Privacy stuff.
Yeah, there probably isn't a lot of privacy in all large spacecraft for that long. Other than rhodium and palladium, was there any other minerals or metals that you identified in your asteroid?
Iron.
Iron?
There is rock, copper, iron. There is palladium, which is another mineral used to produce pollution.
And nickel.
Nickel. All right,
Yeah.
great. Thank you. Must have done a lot of analysis to determine all of those things. What size was the asteroid again?
It was 205 miles in diameter.
Oh, very large, very large. Okay. Tell us a little more about the special tools and equipment you used to mine this asteroid.
We used drills to drill the rhodium, and then we used a special excavator pod to collect the rhodium and bring it back to the ship.
Was this your team's first mission together?
No.
No.
We had went on a few missions before this, including one to the moon.
Okay, it's just nothing for this long, obviously.
No, the farthest we've gone is the moon.
Yeah. And before we turn this over to the press corps, who sponsored this mission?
Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and other rich people.
So good to look for investors there. Any public sponsorship? Was NASA involved in this mission?
NASA helped with internet and communications.
So NASA helped you with your communications. No one better in the world to have on your side when it comes to that, I'm sure. Press corps, let's open this up to you. Who from the press corps has a question?
What was the largest problem with spending the extended periods of time that you spent on the spaceship? What was the largest problem you had to face on a normal basis?
I think our biggest problem was keeping a even food ration. Yeah.
Like any reason why those billionaires or rich people decided to sponsor you?
Still, they got a portion
Jeff
of it.
Bezos
and
he was thinking of like delivering to space,
And Bill Gates wanted to open microsensor in space for some aliens.
Let's make sure when we speak that we allow each other to finish speaking before the next person starts. These microphones can be really sensitive picking that up. It's difficult to hear each other.
You said that you, towards around the middle of your journey, you started having problems with food supply. How did you overcome that?
We had to figure out how to start growing food from the supplies that we had. It was difficult to grow it because it was not regular food.
I have a question. Who on board really took that project on? What member of the team really took on the project of growing the food?
Mainly me and Landon.
Looks like Chris also feels like his part in that was pretty important also. So I'm sure it was a great team effort.
Did you have problems with food supply like before you started growing your food or after?
Well, that's why we grew our food.
But like,
We were starting growing our food because we were trying to make more food, so we didn't have to worry about having a shortage.
Yeah, we were starting to run low, and that's why we had to grow food.
Sounds like the projection for the future was that they perhaps were going to run low if they didn't find new supplies. So it's a great job of problem solving in space there.
How did you deal with morale and stress upon the rocket?
I don't know how to answer that, to be honest.
Meditation.
Yeah.
Drifting in space.
How did you guys keep yourself busy all of that time?
A few of us were busy in mining most of the time, but in between, when we were doing the ship, like when we were just flying through space, I mainly kept to myself.
We also, since we also had a internet connection, we were able to do that, though towards the end of the mission it just completely went out and would not come back. So the last half of the trip back, we did not have much to do.
So for the last half of the trip, the last 8 years, you were out of contact with your families and friends?
For the last 4 years.
The last 4
Yes.
years, okay. Wow, that must have been very difficult on you all. I'm glad you all made it back, those of you who did.
Even if your like crew members have any mental problems when you like went to space.
Yes.
How was your internet like on like Windows XP? Because you guys said you left in like 2003, didn't you?
2004.
2004.
Yeah, hi there, Chip Granite, Geology Rocks magazine. Can you explain to me more about the mining equipment that you used to get to the rhodium?
That would be more of a no question.
Yes, please, tell me more.
That would be her. I was pulling the rhodium and palladium out of the mines.
So yeah, we kind of just drilled the rhodium free, and then used finer tools on the shuttle to loosen it up a bit more, and then he had to get them. He had to break them off of the rock and pick them up in the pod.
He had a pod, and then used an excavator, picked it all up, and then went back to the spaceship with it.
Do you know how hard rhodium is? How hard was it to break it down?
We didn't really break the rhodium itself down because in larger quantities it is more expensive, and we mainly mined more around it and tried to destroy as little as possible.
So could you tell us the name of the unfortunate crew member who was lost in the mining explosion?
Well,
Number
we like to mention him as number 7.
It's more classified information.
Speaking of the rhodium, it looks like you guys may have brought a few samples of rhodium with you. If you would like to show those to the camera here. Any idea what the value of the amount you have with you is? That looks like a lot of rhodium to me.
This, a kilo of it is 6,253,300
Wow. So I heard that one of you was also functioning as a guard today
Yeah.
for this for these items. Who are our guards? Oh, okay. So you guys are making sure that the samples stay safe and that no one could try to interfere with you being able to display those. Thank you for your efforts.
Well, moon dust is about like $500,000 per gram. I would like to ask why this rhodium costs so little.
Well, per gram it costs $625.33. It can be found on Earth, but it is very rare, and it is used to reduce pollution.
It can also be found in larger quantities, and it's easier to
Yeah.
Did you guys decide the price or the government? Did you
Just-
guys decide on the price or the government?
well, it just
It's already, yeah.
I believe that's a market price.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rhodium is the primary chemical that, or
And
primary
catalytic
compound.
converters and catalyst in manufacturing facilities.
What other questions might we have from the press corps?
When you mined this asteroid for all this rhodium, was the asteroid pretty much pulverized afterwards, or was there a good portion of it remaining?
It was destroyed afterwards.
Were there hazards involved in all of this loose asteroid material floating around?
Mainly, we chipped off the pieces farthest away from the ship, so it would more take gravitational pull into the inner belt, so it wouldn't hit our ship, because we were hooked onto the ship while we were still in the asteroid belt, so we were mining farthest away from the ship, so the pieces that had nothing in them would just glide into the rest of the inner asteroid belt.
Oh, smart idea.
I would like to ask like what kind of fuel you guys use, how large the fuel tank was, since like payload was really heavy, it's physically impossible.
Our spacecraft was, it could carry a rough 3 million pounds.
What type of gas? How much gas?
We used regular gas.
Jet fuel?
Jet fuel, and we had about 3 plain gas tanks that you would find on a regular
How much
commercial
fuel?
jet. About 100 some gallons. 100 some thousand gallons.
So, how much money was that jet fuel?
Per gallon, it is, according to NASA, $1.69.
It was in 2001, or sorry, 2004, or it is now?
It has been that throughout the years, yes.
We have time for
Wait,
one or two more questions from the
It
press
was a little
corps.
higher then, but it has lowered a lot now.
Time for one or two more questions from the press corps.
Do you guys plan on going on another mission like this?
Yes, we plan on studying Pluto, and we're going to attempt to get there in the next few years.
And will you guys improve on your safety that way you won't lose another member?
Yes.
You have to.
Will there, your future missions, will they also take as long of a time or maybe even longer than your last mission, or are you going to change the technologies to make that time shorter?
Well, it really depends because, see, Saturn, even in its inner ring, it is 834.3 million miles away, so it took a really long time to get there. And then it took time to mine the asteroid, and then we had to come back.
So yeah, we're hoping to make everything more efficient. Obviously though, if you're going to somewhere like Pluto, it will still take longer.
So a final question on the front here.
So, so Mars is like 200 million miles away, which takes 6 months, and you said Saturn was 800 million miles. So how would that take like 17 years to get to Saturn?
Well, it didn't take 17 years to get there. We had to take a lot of time to mine the whole asteroid.
So what we did was we got there, but we spent time mining, and then we had to make our way back. So our whole trip took 17 years. But
We also had to conserve fuel.
Yeah. And then we also had some difficulties that made the trip last longer.
Was there one final question in the front corner there?
I'd like to hear from each of you. Would you do this again, given the opportunity to go back to 2004 and launch yourself on a 17-year mission?
No.
Well, let's start in the very end, starting with you.
no.
Okay.
No.
If it was the same, no, but if we could make it safer, easier, and faster, then that would be yes.
No, also.
Sorry?
No. If it was the same people, no.
Well, that's a long time to spend with each other. I understand.
All right, press corps, thank you for your valuable questions. I would like to thank you guys for your long habitation in space and your contributions to science and humanity by taking this long mission. Are there any final words that the mission team would like to share with us?
We'd like to have a moment of silence for our lost member.
Do that.
Am I late? Oh, sorry, I'm late. Oh, so I made it.
Where did you come from?
I took a space taxi. You left me out there. How could
You thought you were dead.
Is that rhodium? Can I have some of that?
No,
Yeah,
you can't.
I've been eating it.
How?
Teeth. I got strong ones.
Are you kidding, man?
Rhodium is toxic.
You're gonna die now, bro.
I think with this strange development, we are going to need to cut this press conference
Yes.
short.
He's going
Thank you.
to die.
Thank you.
It's gonna be an insane name.